What up, everybody? Welcome back.
How's it going? Good
So
to hang.
Yeah, man. So season 2, we decided that we were going to take a little break. We have a little hiatus, and it went on for a little while.
Yeah, just a little chill. You
little
know.
break. And then we just decided to make it a end of season break.
Yeah.
And we're going to come back with season dos.
Yeah. So here we are now, season 2, episode 1
Excited
of Tones and Beers.
Tones and Biz. So today we're going to talk about, basically, we kind of discussed, and there's been so much going on during the break.
There really has been a lot, hasn't
Too
there?
much.
Yeah. We've had to try hard to really condense and streamline what we're...
Yeah. So there's not going to be like a topic today.
Nah.
It's just going to be us going over what's happened in like the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And just what we found really interesting and what's come up. And we're just going to talk about that. Our outrage, our opinions.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, controversial or not. So to get started, I've got a list of notes here I've got to crack on through. So Epic Games. This is the one that you didn't know about.
Yes, please.
So Epic Games had a falling out with both Apple and Google.
Yeah. I
heard about this?
Yeah, heard a little bit about it.
So the whole point was... Fortnite was originally removed from the App Store by Apple. And it says, in response to the developer Epic Games implementing direct payments in the game to skirt Apple's platform fees. So basically, they were sitting there going, yeah, what, like, I'm in, we're in Apple's shop, yeah, but if you pay me, I ain't got to pay them.
Oh, God.
So that's basically what, this is the argument I've seen.
They're trying to hustle.
Angry Joe and people like that have basically turned around and said, it's like you owning a shop.
Yeah.
And you're selling someone else's products.
Yeah.
They set up shop in your shop.
Yep, basically.
But then don't give you a cut. So as much as I agree with that, I was trying to find another side to it. But I think it's just a case, I can't help but feel like Epic were just like, maybe we could get away with this.
Yeah.
By having transactions within our program, within our game, within our game, we could then kind of skirt the fees, the percentage we've got to pay Apple. And it's quite a lot. I think it's like 30% or something. I'll have to confirm.
Wow, that's a whopper.
But it's a lot. It's a lot. So I think they were trying to make a little extra. So that's the
little skim, yeah?
Yeah, a little skimming off the top. So that's the backstory.
Okay. All
right.
What's the front story?
The front story is Epic Games is making the occasion with free Fortnite Cup. The free Fortnite Cup.
Right.
So they're basically turning a frown upside down. So the upcoming free Fortnite Cup will feature anti-Apple prizes as iOS users prepare to be blocked from updates.
Ooh, wow, that's bold.
So basically, they're entering it. They're like, you know what? Yeah, screw Apple. What we're gonna do is before they ban us, we're gonna have a free Fortnite Cup.
Wow.
And if you win it, we'll give you Android, we'll give you Microsoft, we'll give you anything else that isn't Apple.
That isn't Apple. Wow, that is bold.
That's bold. Epic are so big anyway.
Yeah.
That I can't help but feel like a large portion of their profits came from the Apple Store. And they're going through the same thing with Google as well. I think they've just been naughty across the board. But I was just like, wow, like for them to go, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, what happened there? Like,
So they're having the free Fortnite Cup, which gives away anti-Apple prizes.
Yeah.
So that was the first bit of news that I thought was very
dramas. I mean, that's
very
hilarious.
Funny. Very, very funny. Very, very odd. Can't we all just get along?
In it though.
Next thing, Avengers.
Yes, you and I have spoken a little bit about this.
I'm just thinking, should we talk Avengers first, or should I crack on with the rest and come back?
Do you know what? Let's come back round to that a little bit.
So we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Apex Season 6 has dropped. Rampart is the new character that has dropped with Sheila, her big old Gatling gun.
Yes. Isn't there a little bit of point of contention around this gun, or is that something else?
No, I think it's something else. I don't think Apex had any. There's no drama that I'm aware of. I've had people come up to me and say they weren't fans of Season 6.
Yeah.
It feels like guns just melt people now, but I actually really like that. The Vault is just killing people.
Right.
I really enjoy it. I think that it's kind of new life into it. I'm really, as you know, I'm an Apex fan.
Huge.
I don't use I mean, it's still early days, but I don't use the replicators or anything like that they've dropped in the game. And the biggest update that they've talked about is all armor is Evo armor. And we explained this to you, didn't we?
The Evolution armor, yeah.
Where it's just a case of like, you start with Evo armor now, or you start with Evo armor that gets you to level 1. And it really ramps up the game because you have to get in fights to get to the end to have red shields because people are going to go that way. And purple Evo shield is now in some ways better than a gold shield, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really interesting and really enjoyable. The Volt gun looks great. It just lasers people.
Has that changed much of the game culture in a sense, like in the way? I mean, I know you lightly touched on it a few seconds ago, but how like people play, what people tend to do now.
I mean, look, I wouldn't say that I'm one of those people that is a platinum or Predator level rank. But from my perspective and in my opinion, someone that plays it, that enjoys it and plays it often, I feel like these changes have certainly pushed you need to get involved faster. You can't kind of hide in the wings and get involved and wait for the numbers to come down and then get in the fight.
Yeah.
It's kind of incentivizing people to get in the fight.
Just get in there and have at.
Right. Yeah. And kind of going, well, you need to fight because you need to get your shield up because you can get more now. But it also, on the flip, kind of encouraging snipers more.
Right, yeah.
Because then you're like, well, if I'm a low Evo shield, I can then pick off and get damage from far, and then once my shield is high enough, I can get in the fight. So it gives more playability.
Yeah,
but it also speeds up and ups the ante a little bit and stops people kind of like hiding in the wings.
Yeah.
And again, this is from a guy that wouldn't call himself like a hardcore player.
Stop lying, man.
But I just enjoy it. Like I was talking about, DJ's one of those people that should probably be asked about it. But it is interesting to see how they've changed it and how everyone has Evos and how they're doing that. And I love that. And I think it really turned it on its head. So that was really, really cool.
Okay. Feeling that.
Okay. So that was just a light and breezy Apex Season 6 cover. Next, Total War Saga Troy.
Right.
So Creative Assembly, they make the Total War games. They've done the Warhammer and the Three Kingdoms, and it's like those I hate like tactical battle kind of things.
Yeah.
I always want to say tactical battle simulators, but I know that's not right. But they released Troy.
Yeah.
On the 13th of August. And Epic did a really interesting giveaway. They had a deal. I don't know whether the deal with Creative Assembly, but the day it released on the Epic Store, it was free for 24 hours.
For 24 hours, okay.
Right. So basically, it was a case of if you remember, August 13th is when our game drops.
Yeah.
You can buy it any way you want. You want to go shop, go shop. You want to go Steam, go Steam. You want to come Epic Store, I'll give it to you.
Okay, I see that.
On a house.
Okay, I see.
It gets people to sign up to Epic.
Yep.
Buy the games there, starts making people make this shift. It's a clever move.
It's a very clever move. Like,
just start getting how much they paid for it.
To
get that, because Creative Assembly are going to want to make some money on that.
Oh, for sure.
But that's a huge pull. And so there was a news piece that came out that said a Total War Saga Troy was downloaded 7.5 million people during its giveaway last week. Which would have been during its giveaway.
7.5 million people.
Yeah.
Whoa.
During its giveaway. And it says Creative Assembly strategy title was available free on the Epic Store for 24 hours on its launch date.
So on that one day, this
million.
Game... Oh, wow.
That's crazy. And it's a very smart play by Epic.
Yeah.
Because I'm on I use the Epic Store because right now, the game you've seen me play, Remnant from the Ashes, right?
Yeah.
It's free on the Epic Store. So it was one of the free games they gave away and I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But I was waiting for it to come down in price because I was like, how am I going to get to it? But now it's free. I'm like, Epic's kind of getting me. Like, okay, I can't turn that down.
Oh, they're doing some good moves.
So that was really interesting. I thought it was a fun little tidbit there. That was 7.5 million for Total War. If you haven't played it, definitely get involved. They're really fun.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of the Total War Warhammer series because I love all that fantasy stuff. It's great.
Nice one, Epic.
So, DC Fandom. Am I saying that right? Fandom.
Well, I mean, it's DOME, isn't it?
Yeah. So
I'm tempted to say fandom, but
the DC event happened recently.
Yeah. Just whatever. Fandom.
The fandom, and basically they released a lot of cool stuff, but there was only really 3 things I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And the biggest one was Rocksteady have come out of the woodwork after being quiet after the Arkham games. Yeah. And they're going through their own controversy. But they released the first trailer for the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Looks great, but it's a cinematic trailer. It doesn't tell us anything.
Yeah, there wasn't much for gameplay there or anything.
No, it was just a cinematic trailer.
Yeah, just gives you the basic outline to the story, like what the incentive is for the Suicide Squad to do
exactly what they're doing, and you know this
to
time
do what they're doing in the title, basically.
It's Harley Quinn as always, front and center, Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, and King Shark this time. And off the back of that, James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie also has King Shark in it, which is really cool.
Yes, it does.
Because the only time we've seen King Shark was in the Flash TV show.
Was it in the Flash TV show?
It was early doors, wasn't he?
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh yes, of course, way back.
Yeah,
when I was actually still watching it.
So for those of you who don't know, Rocksteady were the guys that developed the incredible Arkham series, which is Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. And this little quote here: publisher Warner Brothers Interactive calls Rocksteady Suicide Squad an action-adventure shooter with 1 to 4 player co-op. The Rocksteady creative director said players aren't locked into their particular characters while playing either. They'll be able to take over AI-controlled squad mates whenever they'd like. Hill also said the game is a continuation of the Batman Arkham franchise universe.
It's a continuation, so it's still in the same
of the Arkham universe, which
yeah.
suggests that Batman.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. If you haven't played the Arkham games, just skip ahead. Batman's not around, which suggests because that suggests that Gotham Knights might be in the same one, but.
That's true.
So the Suicide Squad game by Rocksteady is due to come out in 2022.
2022. Wow.
Long old way. I don't like it when they release games this early.
Yeah.
I think it was just kind of like, we need something to put into the DC fandom thing, and can you just make a trailer?
Yeah.
Because it does make me just be like, wow, okay. So I'm just going to forget about it now.
Yeah, I mean, between that and everything else that's been announced and going to be released, it's like, by the time it comes out, it's going to be like, oh yeah, we forgot about this game. Like,
well, yeah, and also, they released off the back of that, which is it's more exciting because it's going to come out next year in 2021, was Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
Which looks great.
That did look fun.
So
does look like a lot of fun.
Have like,
you got a little bit of reservation about it?
No, it reminded me of the Justice League, the movie. Now, not in a bad way. I don't mean that in a negative way.
What?
I know, right? But that kind of story in the trailer makes out. Well, not makes out, but the trailer indicates that Batman is dead.
It does, yeah.
He was killed in an explosion, and the family need to come together to take on whatever's happening in the game. And the characters we saw were Robin.
They were Robin, Batgirl, Red Hood, and
Nightwing.
Nightwing, yeah.
So, and the Robin was
Tim Drake.
Yeah. Okay, so cool. Big fan
of Tim Drake.
Yeah, I like the Robins.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a huge fan of Damien though.
He's a brat though, isn't he?
He wasn't. Yeah.
So I can understand that.
But I loved Jason Todd's whole thing.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that are going to be taking on thing, and it's all about being their own heroes. No one's trying to be Batman, but they're being their own heroes.
Yeah.
Again, we're going with the co-op thing. That seems to be the flavor of the week.
Is this going to be the next gen thing now?
Yeah,
just
everyone gets them
up and down.
But then that's that thing of like, okay, so we're working with AI, and I just feel like AI has never been on point with.
Not really.
When you're sneaking and stuff, and they're like just like sneak off into the middle and start a fight, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Justice League thing was Superman died. And the others had to form a group to take on the menace, and this kind of feels like that.
Yeah.
Just without the resurrection. So I'm excited to see. It looks great.
It does look like
they've got a lot of gameplay.
Yeah. You can see there's a fair bit of gameplay there. It does look. It does look fun. I mean, for something that is a
lighting was amazing. The atmosphere was amazing.
Yeah, I mean they did all that really nicely. For something that is a pre-alpha build as well, it did look quite fun. I mean, you can see in the gameplay where it looks a tiny bit spongy here and there, but then it's a pre-alpha build, so.
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do about it, right? By the
pre-alpha as well, you know.
Exactly. So by the time this thing comes out, it's.
It'll look good.
It's going to be bolted down into place. So
because the animations feel a bit janky when Batgirl was running and stuff. And it had RPG elements to it. I don't know if you noticed, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I got rivals with Assassin's Creed now, but like it's a good example. The bad guys had levels above their head, like their level, or what I assume is to be their level.
Yeah.
And then when the characters were doing damage, you were seeing the hit numbers, the damage numbers, which suggested there were RPG elements. Whether it's like you were equipping your own you equip equipment that does X amount of damage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
that's a good call. Actually, I didn't pick up on that first time.
It feels like there's going to be more RPG elements that they're bringing in for this than they were with like the Arkham series.
If they did do that, do you think that's a good thing or?
Yes, I think it's a good thing because it'll be cool if we can see some customization on the characters. As long as we get to see the cosmetics, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
No, it's not good if there's levels and they start putting in time savers like they did in Odyssey, which like, oh, you need to be this level to do that mission. You can either grind for 4 hours or you can give us a tenner.
Paywalls, bro.
Yeah, there's like these paywall time savers. There's always a risk of that. This isn't made. The Gotham Knights isn't made by Rocksteady. It's made by
WB Montreal.
WB Montreal. So, and I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. WB Montreal did Arkham Origins.
I think they did. I need to double check that.
Double check that.
Yes, give me a
fact check.
Little bit of a fact check.
So Gotham Knights comes out in 2021. I'm really excited. I'm a Superman. I'm a big Superman fan. I live in Metropolis. But I do love.
Yeah. WB Games Montreal, Arkham Origins.
Perfect. So yeah, I think it's gonna look. I love the Gotham world. I love the characters. Batman has probably one of the best rogue galleries. Out there.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, the two top rogue galleries are Spider-Man and Batman. They have the best villains. Always thinking about it. It's a pensive face.
Hold on. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Well, you've got, if you think about Spider-Man's bad guys, you got Vulture, Rhino,
Doc Ock.
Yeah. You've got, and that's just to name a few. Electro.
Yeah, true.
I'm trying to think of Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Red Goblin. Venom.
Was there a Hobgoblin?
Hobgoblin.
Yeah. All of them.
Carnage.
Yeah.
Like, it just goes on and on.
Yeah,
Whereas, like,
that's true.
I feel like Batman is the same. He has an incredible rogues gallery.
Yeah.
Which is a nice little segue into the next piece of information, which is the Batman trailer dropped. RPATs representing.
Robert Pattinson representing. Now, I'm just going to say, yeah, I'm in for this.
I'm all in.
It looks interesting, but I was saying to you earlier that it's strange because I feel it's kind of hard to be hyped about a Batman film at this point in time because they're so, we're not that far removed from Nolan stuff. We're not far removed at all from Ben Affleck's sort of thing. And plus, he's coming back.
Nick. That's our next little
for what is the Flashpoint film. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of bats around right now. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I think my mentality shifted where I'm getting to a point now where I look at it like James Bond.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting to a point where it's like, same story, different actor. It's like same character, different actor. Okay.
Different actor, different take, yeah.
And I love the idea of, you see anime or you see characters where they do elsewhere stories where it's like the same character in a different world or in a different environment. And I'm getting to that point where the Bat is loved so much that every time they bring him back and do a new rendition, sometimes they hit Nolan, sometimes they miss, unfortunately, Affleck. And I should say not Affleck, Snyder.
It wasn't Affleck's fault, man.
No, I reckon I think he was just given a raw deal, to be honest. But I love the aesthetic, and we were saying Jeremy Johns was saying this has got a Fincher vibe.
It's got a very Seven Fincher vibe, and the funny thing is that if you scroll through comment sections anywhere, they're just like, yeah, this is Batman meets Seven.
And that, how does that not sound great?
And that does sound good, and it does look good as well.
Yeah, man.
I'm all for that. That me, I love my dark shit.
And the Nirvana was the.
And Nirvana was the soundtrack.
And how I feel about Nirvana. So this whole thing just lined up for me. As soon as I heard that, like, blang, blang, I was like, I'm in. Then you see RPATs with the makeup around the eyes, which we never see when we see the bats.
True.
He looked good. I like the fact that he looked a little rough around the edges, a little young.
Can we just acknowledge, like, when that guy tried to step to him and he just grabs his arm?
Oh,
and just busses him a new one.
That was just, I was into like, his face must be hamburger meat for the end of that. That was great, but it looked great because what I loved is there was no cuts. It didn't cut away. It showed us it, and he just bodied him.
And there was a subtle bit of there was a bit of rage in there as well, because like when he gets him down to the floor, or fear, because when he gets him down to the floor as well, and he's just hammer fisting him.
Yeah. I was like,
God damn, like what the? Okay.
I'm hoping. So what I'm really hoping with this is, don't get me wrong, the Joker is amazing. He is he is the number one, in my opinion, to me, the number one villain in the world.
In the world.
To me, I think he is the coolest villain. Like, I think there's no better villain. You've got in the top bracket.
Yeah.
You've got Doctor Doom, you've got Magneto, you've got Joker.
Yeah.
I think they are, and Thanos now after the Marvel Universe. But even then, I'm like, the way that he was written with we kind of see his point of view.
Yeah.
Is great, but also
I like villains like that. Yeah.
But also Nolan made a really good point of, yeah, that's great, but let's not make that a phase or a trend, because some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You've got like the kind of like mutant civil rights from Magneto. You've got Doctor Doom doing what he does. And I like the idea of just out and out chaos. Carnage is a great example of that. But what was really cool with this is I'm hoping they go down the bordering on Death Note levels of intelligence with the Riddler.
Okay.
So you've got the world's best detective just starting out.
Yeah.
And you've got the Riddler.
Yeah.
And you can really have some cool moments, like real battle of wits.
Yeah.
It's not about, we'll get some good fights, we'll see some cool stuff, but let's have some real messed up turns and twists from the Riddler. Yeah. The Riddler doesn't get enough credit.
He really doesn't, He really doesn't.
Like, the comic book when they did the War of Jokes and Riddles, that was one of the coolest things.
I need to pick up on that. I've not read that yet.
Great concept. And I just think that if we just step away, because the Joker's had a lot of time in the light.
He really has.
And after Joker as well, the Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's time for us to put someone else in the hot seat and write him in a way that makes him so unique and so different,
and yet completely menacing as well. Like as oh gosh, what's his name? Nolan's Joker.
Nolan's Joker.
Nolan's Joker.
Oh, Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger, yeah, Heath Ledger was menacing, even though he wasn't on the screen the entire time.
Yeah,
that whole film had his presence. That film wasn't a Batman film; it was a Joker film. Not to go too far with this, but yeah, if they
knew we were going to do this,
I know, right? But if they can create that with the Riddler, which
they can,
I think they might. I mean, like we were saying, you look at the aesthetic of this trailer, you look at the vibe, the feel that they're going for, and his little notes that he's leaving behind, and the little question mark 0, question mark 1 at the end. They're really perfect. They're really hammering home something with that, I think.
Also, 7 is touching on that Riddler-esque kind of mystery notes.
Yeah,
and that is gonna be great. And I think that Joker's great because he was popular to begin with, but there were the actors and the people that made him great. And there's nothing to stop anyone else taking someone like the Riddler and doing the same thing.
Yeah. I think Joker needs to step down now. I mean, not step down, but I think just
step away for
a little bit. Just come away from him, like you say. Give some other people to shine. I don't know so much about, say, the Penguin. I do like the Penguin.
Penguin's good.
I like Danny DeVito's turn as the Penguin in Batman Returns. I mean, friggin' hell, like that was it was almost like a horror film with some of the shit that he was, pardon my language, that he was doing. But with the Riddler,
it could be complete. It could be so good.
It could be really,
because I was
really
hoping
good.
they'd do Court of Owls, but Court of Owls is in Gotham Knights now.
That's Gotham Knights, yeah.
And that's another one that's so great. Scott Snyder smashed the life out of writing that.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to that as well, as seeing the Court of Owls come to life.
Yeah.
And like I said, Gotham is just such a perfect backdrop for these like dark, insidious like mob stories.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, so the Batman movie that's coming out is Batman Year 2.
Right.
And that's what we're going to be seeing is Batman kind of not his origin, not Batman Begins. We're going to be seeing Year 2.
That's good because I'm kind of done with origin stories. Man.
Well, this is where it gets interesting. HBO Max have got a TV series coming, which is going to be cool. I don't know what it's called actually, but it's basically like 7 in Gotham, and it's basically Year 1,
right?
But it's from the perspective of Gotham PD and the city itself.
Doesn't that sound familiar to
Gotham?
Yeah,
but it's HBO.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean when I say that. It's going to be like
sell it to me.
The Wire was HBO.
Right, fine.
Westworld was HBO. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be badder. It's going to be darker.
Okay, fine.
It's not going to have that kind of like more comic book edge. I think they're going to really go for the down and dirty.
They're going to go for the dark. Okay, fine.
And this is basically the prequel to the movie. So they're in the same universe.
Wow.
Yeah. So this will be, you'll be seeing year 1 on HBO Max, and then you'll be, then the movie, or vice versa, one of those.
I've got this feeling that, with everything that obviously that's happened with Marvel and all the rest of it. I mean, it's not that it's gone quiet with Marvel, but it's not, we're sort of past that bell curve for the moment.
Yeah.
DC now are like, okay, boys.
I just hope.
Okay, boys.
Look, I live squarely.
It's our time now, isn't it? Like,
I'm a DC fanboy. This is a DC household.
Yeah.
I love all things DC. I've got Superman right now, statue looking at me over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
One of my prized possessions, man. And this is our moment. This is our I love Marvel. No, it's not like
I love the way you put that. I love the way you put that. This is our
moment, man. It's like my football team. But it's one of those things that gets to a point where you're sitting there going, please, this is it. This is the moment for you to step up and get it right. Yeah. James Gunn doing the Suicide Squad, that trailer looks phenomenal. And it looks massive, it looks different, and it looks unique. He hasn't had a misstep yet with the Guardians films. So I think he's going to nail the life out of this. And the way he talks about it like it's a true passion project is going to be huge. Yeah. And fun fact...
Oh,
Idris Elba is not playing Deadshot.
No, he's playing Bloodsport,
which is great. So that does seem like it's going to be in the same universe, but they're not just randomly recasting Will Smith.
They're going to have to do a little bit of exposit at the beginning of that movie, though. Like, we're going to be hit with it quick and dirty, and then the movie
it'll be like a one line,
like
in passing moment.
Yeah.
But that looks great. So there's another good film coming out. Wonder Woman, I enjoyed. I think 84 looks really, really good.
I think 84 looks fun. It doesn't look like, not to say it doesn't look like there's a lot of depth to it. It just looks like a lot of fun to me, which is not a bad thing. Yeah. It looks like good, well-made fun.
Yeah. I think it's going to be good. I think Kristen Wiig's Cheetah looks great. I'm not like chomping at the bit to watch the movie, but I will watch it and enjoy it. Yeah. And then obviously, we've got the Justice League Snyder Cut coming out.
Yeah.
This, I'm still going to go by the thing of like, had he not said anything and it just went down in flames, he can be like, yeah, but I was screwed over by the studio. They didn't let me do what I wanted to do. Now it's like,
I feel so bad for him because
now they've dropped 25 million to get this thing done.
Yeah.
And it comes out. If it's still shit, you've got nowhere to hide. Like, it will be super. I mean, it looks like they've got some really cool extra stuff because it's 4 hours.
It does,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm hoping that we get to see some good setup for Darkseid. I'm hoping this maybe kickstarts something.
Steppenwolf looks different. Yeah, it's like they've upgraded him.
Luthor's in it way more as well. So we're gonna see more of that. That comes out on HBO next year. I will obviously be all over it.
And then obviously there's the most important piece in this entire puzzle. You know what that is? Flashpoint.
So those of you who don't know,
yeah. Tell them.
Like back in the day, and obviously people are gonna correct me, but going into the DC universe had a comic run, and they decided that they want to kind of go in a different direction. Yeah. So what they did was they used Flash, who changed the timeline basically. Yeah. And as he likes to do. And it was called Flashpoint.
Yeah.
And it was a great story. I recommend if you haven't read it, go out and read Flashpoint. It obviously does a better job than me of explaining it. But the whole point of it is they just wanted to kind of shake things up and change things. And that included the suits, and that included who was in the... Anyway, I don't want to spoil it. But it was called Flashpoint.
Yes.
So it looks like what they're doing is they're going to take Ezra Miller and they're going to put him in a new suit and he's going to do Flashpoint. And I think that's how they're going to bring Robert Pattinson's Batman into the Justice League. Yeah. I think that's how we're going to see some changes with... Because Ben Affleck is in it.
He is in it.
And so is Keaton. So we're going to see some
I'm
cool
so
stuff.
pumped to see Keaton again, man.
Yeah.
Like, he is my favourite Batman all time.
So it's either going to be a timeline thing or it's going to be a dimensions, the multiverse thing. So this is going to be huge. This is the one shot they get at pushing the reset button.
It is their one gambit.
They don't get another go at this.
Not to use a Marvel term, but in a DC house. But this is their gambit. This is their like, you need to do this right. And also, if I might add, right, because the major problem that I had with Ezra Miller's Flash before was that it felt like they modeled him too much on Tom Holland's Peter Parker, in the sense that there was just a lot of like
the quips. They were trying to make him like Deadpool. And
yeah. And He's not like that.
He's not. Or he's not at all. And they changed the suit. Thank God.
Yeah.
Still upset with the Justice League cut that they didn't change the lightning. That really annoys me. That his.
Oh yeah, because it's still blue lightning.
Still blue
isn't
lightning,
it?
which is so frustrating.
Yeah.
But I'll let it go and let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. This is DC. This is your thing. This is your chance.
I love it. I'm so wrapped up. I've reread so many DC comics recently, and I'm having such a good time with it, and it feels like a positive buzz.
Yeah.
The only downside, the only thing that was a bit questioning really was Black Adam and The Rock and
with that animatic that they released for Black Adam.
Just like,
it didn't look like much,
bro. I love Dwayne Johnson, man. Yeah. But bro, are you gonna act in this, or are you just gonna?
They're gonna Scorpion King him.
Is it just gonna be you in a suit?
They're gonna CGI his face to something, man. Like it's just gonna be
that. It's $100 million film. His wages are 60.
Yeah,
we've got a 60-day shoot. We can only afford him for 20.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of figure it out. That scares the shit out of me. But we'll, I'll stay positive.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, like you say, this is. I feel like we are entering a bit of a positive era, but the Snyder Cut and Flashpoint, that's where it rests. I mean, even if the Snyder Cut is just poop, Flashpoint, that's like their absolutely last chance.
I reckon they should give it to Lord Miller. I think that would be worth it.
You reckon?
I don't know, like someone with a bit of brevity that someone light enough but gives a shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Man, that's just such a hard call because even the Batman, I like Matt Reeves that's directing Batman, and I think he's great, and I'm like, he would be really good. He's doing the Batman, so I'm a bit like, okay, we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
So, after that massive chunk of DC news...
Yeah, a little divergent there.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes. Now, unfortunately, I've not had a chance to lay my hands on this, but this has been doing some good things in the gaming world.
Numbers. Bits.
Yeah? And you've been playing it for a minute.
I have. I fatigued myself. I'm taking a little break.
Yeah, there was a little downer in your voice right there. What happened?
I love this game. It is a lot of fun. Yeah. I think I just tried to blitz it too hard and too fast.
Right.
I just kind of burned out.
Yeah, you thought you could be a bad man.
Yeah.
Blaze through it.
Start get to and get it done. It's great. It does have elements of Bandit Camp, which we talked about. If you haven't heard our Bandit Camp episode, please look through our...
go listen to the Bandit Camp episode.
Our Bandit Camp episode. But it has some Bandit Camps.
Yeah.
Like stuff. I have definitely got a bit of open world fatigue, and I had that going into this. So it was a bit like, okay, let's do this. But the battle mechanics are amazing. It's gorgeous to look at. The acting's great. The story's really cool. I'm really enjoying it. So Sucker Punch have done a really good job.
Yes.
Now they've announced something new.
They have.
And I'm going to read this because I think I'm going to get it wrong if I don't read it out.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost of Tsushima will get a new cooperative multiplayer mode later this year. One that expands the lore of the PlayStation 4 action-adventure set in feudal Japan. Ghost of Tsushima Legends, as the mode is called, will be a free download for all who have the game. It's a separate mode that doesn't follow Jin or the companions from his journey. And that's come from Darren Bridges, who's a designer within Sucker Punch.
Right.
But instead focuses on 4 warriors who have built up legends in stories told by the people of Tsushima. Whereas the game's main campaign highlights the natural beauty of Tsushima's island's open world environment, Legends is haunting and fantastical, all in.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And
that sounds amazing.
It's oh man.
That sounds amazing. I mean, like,
DJ, we're doing this.
Just for the fact that they made the surprise announcement to say, yeah, all right, you've got a free download coming in it. Like,
it's free
because we care about you, lot, and we know you love the game, so here's a little something.
How sad is that? It's got to a point now where having something free is like, we're like better than.
Yeah.
It's just like talking to you, Capcom.
Don't get me started on Capcom,
innit?
All right, we're not gonna go there just yet.
So yeah, that's gonna be great. I need to finish Ghost of Tsushima. It is a lot of fun. It is a beautiful game to play, and I am looking forward to besting it and then getting into the co-op stuff. So if you haven't played it, do. Basically, get amongst it.
What's the what's the trophy collection like in that game? Just as a little, like, you get trophies for, say, I don't know how many stealth kills you might do, or
I don't know, loads.
Yeah? Okay.
I don't really pay attention to the achievements. I'm not one of those like I need to platinum a game people.
I don't platinum, but I like to get a few.
I get a few,
just a few in here and there.
As long as like the parts of the island are liberated, I'm all good. I'm not really bothered. So get involved. If you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, go and have a look. It's really, really cool. It's a new IP from Sucker Punch, who are known from the game is called,
oh god, wait, let me quickly,
they did Infamous,
They did do Infamous.
Infamous. It's the
Was it just
Infamous franchise.
Okay.
Yes, that's cool. Moving on. For your RPG fans, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Now, I love me some RPG.
You do.
And back in the day, it was all about BioWare. They used to make some great games.
Till they hurt you.
Till they hurt my feelings, and we fell out. we fell out. And it was an ugly breakup.
Mm-hmm.
But I walked away and I moved on. I listened to enough Kelly Clarkson to wrap it up.
Good God.
And I carried on.
Speak your feelings, man.
Yeah, man. So basically, Larian Studios came back and have picked up the pieces of what BioWare left behind, and they're making this game called Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate is one of the RPGs. It was an isometric RPG back in the day. Icewind Dale, Morrowind, all these incredible. The universe is amazing. And Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out from Larian Studios, who did Divinity Original Sin and Divinity Original Sin 2, which are great games. So their early access begins on September 30th. If you don't know, get to know. And get amongst it. It looks great. And I would highly recommend checking out their cinematic trailers as well. I showed you.
Yeah, they do look really, really nice.
It's unbelievable the levels that we can go to now with the cinematic trailers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really worth looking into. And I don't think I have anything else. Oh, Call of Duty have got a new thing coming out called Cold War. I'm not.
They got a Cold War thing coming out now?
Yeah, so their next Call of Duty have got a new game coming out called Cold War. There is a trailer. They've got another kind of like quasi cinematic trailer that's come out. They crank those things out so fast that I struggle to keep up.
Yeah, it's almost like 2 or 3 a year at this point.
But if you're a COD fan, get to know. I'm still playing Warzone. I like it, but I'm on the Apex thing more at the moment. But yeah, it's called Cold War. Have a look. They've got a trailer for the potential story.
Okay, hear that.
So now for the big elephant in the room.
The big elephant in the room.
Yeah, and that's funny because a buddy of ours,
yes,
was talking about how we go after suits and business.
Yes, that buddy.
That buddy.
How's it going, dude?
Yeah. So, Avengers.
Yeah.
The Avengers game, published by Square Enix, developers by Crystal Dynamics, have released a beta of the game.
Yeah.
And if you're truly interested in what we're trying to get into here, I'd recommend watching the Skill Up video on YouTube.
Definitely watch that Skill Up video because it does dissect a lot
of the issues
with what happens there. And it's not even a case of, it's not trying to be negative or anything like that. It's just clear issues. And, you know.
So, yeah, I mean, the idea of this game is it's another cooperative game. That seems to be, the flavor of the week. And you can play as Hulk, Black Widow. At the moment, you can play as Hulk, Black Widow, Thor, and Iron Man.
Yes.
And Cap as well. But basically what they're saying is there's a lot of business marketing going on around this.
Yeah.
Where, for example, if you buy enough 5 chewing gum, and they've got packs in it, if you scan that code in, you then get cosmetic items in the game.
Yeah.
If you're a Verizon in the States, if you're a Verizon
Media
customer, you can get like Verizon colors. If you're Virgin Media in the UK, you can get like Virgin branded or Virgin colors.
I mean, this is kind of like the McDonald's business model on steroids. So it's
the monopoly thing.
The monopoly thing. You buy countless fries or whatever, and you're just looking for that one. Like it just kind of reeks of that. And also as well, like very similarly, it's aimed at the children then.
It's aimed at the kids.
It's aimed at the children. And I don't feel quite comfortable with that. Like it's kind of like I was saying to you before, it's culpable to entrenching a culture from early doors with children. But
that's interesting. Yeah,
but this is just one man's take. Like, I don't want to.
The thing with this game is they were releasing it in a way that it just and like I said, we know it's a beta. We know that it's this, and we know that it's going to change and improve and evolve.
Yeah.
There were issues like there's far too much camera shake, there's far too much motion blur, and the funny thing is they have come back and they've updated it saying that camera shake can now be changed,
right?
As well as the motion blur issue has been fixed when flying and running.
Yeah.
Because before it just awful Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Or in girlfriend reviews they call them diarrhea Christmas lights. And it's just a mess. It's just
I do love girlfriend reviews.
It's just such a mess.
Yeah.
But they do they make these decisions that I don't understand. One being that the whole point of this game is they wanted it to last, a decade. They want it to last a long, like 5 to 7 to 10 years. Yeah, you look at Street Fighter, that's 6 years, right?
Yeah.
This is the same thing. So they want to go through seasons and release heroes as they go. They've already announced Hawkeye, and they're announcing Spider-Man. But Spider-Man is PlayStation only.
Yeah, I remember hearing this. Controversial. That's really
controversial.
That's really out of order.
If they turned around and went Gambit is, or okay, people are going to be big Gambit fans are going to get upset, but like a non-premiere character, was like, okay, fine, that's a PlayStation exclusive, or like Xbox gets someone that's like, you're like, okay, fine, not a huge loss, but fine. But to put Spider-Man
of Spidey, you know,
the big one, and had like one of the number one top tier superheroes, and then lock him behind an exclusive console, that's really dark.
It's dark side.
Because I'm wondering what Xbox are going to get. Are they going to get Wolverine, or are they going to get, who is going to be of Spider-Man level that people will go, okay, still a bit shit, but...
I mean, it's very like, you remember, what was it, Soul Calibur years ago? They did this, Xbox, PlayStation.
Was that the Darth Vader Yoda thing?
That was Darth Vader Yoda thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then there was a Link from Zelda and something else as well with that game. But yeah, it's...
What's the benefit, though?
I don't know.
Like, why not just have it be like, oh, and if you pay... Even if it was like, if you pay, you can get this character. But to lock him behind a console just seems weird and like very damaging. So yeah, that was one of the things that was really dark. And the other thing as well is, and again, I really recommend you go to Skill Up on YouTube and look for the Avengers video. But they were talking about each character has a battle pass now.
Yeah.
So right now it just says free, and then there's a space underneath that's got nothing in it, which suggests that each character is going to have a paid battle pass.
Flipping paywalls again.
So we're in a position now where you're like, oh, I main Hulk.
Yeah.
But I want to dabble in Iron Man. Well, you got to pay for that as well.
Yeah, you got to
on top of the fact that you've already paid £60.
Yeah, for the game.
For the game,
but you got to cash up if you want to just like dabble into those other players a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is kind of feeding back into the Street Fighter business model of doing things. And again, don't agree with it. Like,
this isn't confirmed, but it's heavily implied. If there's free written across the top, and then there's a gap underneath.
Yeah.
But if it was they're using free to play models.
Yeah.
In a paid game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a bit sketchy. And
obviously the big thing we saw in that video that made us laugh was that there's no cosmetic upgrades.
No, it's more to do with skills.
So it's like stats.
Stats. Yeah.
If you equip a bracelet on Black Widow, the chances of you stunning a character for 5 seconds are up by 10% or whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't see that bracelet. You don't see the outfits. So as you get loot,
it just feels like, sorry to cut you off, but it kind of feels like they're forcing us to data mine crypto currency for the percentage of like maybe getting something out of that character. Do you know what I mean? It just feels
it feels dirty.
It just feels like dirty, cheeky data mining that they're forcing us
to
do.
And I don't understand.
Yeah.
Because then, if you want these guys to have customizable outfits and stuff, but then if they were to do that, it takes away from, but if you want that skin, you got to pay for it.
Right.
So now it's just you get items and you equip them on your character.
Yeah.
You don't see those items, you just feel the effects. But if you want to change their skins, you got to pay for it.
Yeah. It's weird. I mean, obviously we've spoken at length about this, and the biggest one I think for us was what they're doing with the Hulk.
Oh yeah, so the Hulk
flipping
updating his like rib cage and his spine and, like the bones in his thing, and like stimulants. It's like the dude is jacked
with it's the Hulk. Why does the Hulk need stimulants? Why are you turning Hulk into a crack addict? Like, what are you doing?
And this was
the Hulk.
It felt very rushed, and it didn't feel like people sat in a room and went, let's try and do something else here, let's really knuckle down and get it done. It just felt like, whatever.
It's Marvel, it's Avengers. People still like that, right? Yeah, they like it. Well, yeah, just chuck it out.
I don't like the idea of, buying a game and then instantly feeling like a hand comes out the screen to ask for more money.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was like, oh, this is sick, yeah, I want that, I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's one thing, but just the idea of it is so dirty.
Because this is the thing, like, out the gate, I mean, from what we've seen of this game anyway, aesthetically it doesn't look all that.
And it doesn't look great.
It doesn't look that great. So for them to release that and then talk about possible paywalls and flipping giving
battle passes
and giving Hulk spinal taps and shit like that.
Yeah, it's a bit just like it feels rushed.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah, I'm not with that.
And it actually doesn't look that unique.
Had to be bloody Square that had their name attached to this as well, isn't it?
No,
I'm telling you, man. No, I'm not.
Such a struggle. It's such a struggle, and it's such a shame as well because you know they're trying to cash in off the back of the MCU.
Yeah, of course.
But it just feels like it was like, right, we need to make this as fast as possible. But it was built on a foundation of how much money can we get quickly.
Yeah, and
then we'll put the game on top of it, as opposed to we've got a really solid game here. Can we put some more business, profit, whatever into it?
Yeah. What's our bottom line here? What's the margin?
You can see it. That's what's where you can see the stitch. You can see where they've like crowbarred in.
Yeah.
And it's like beating you over the head with like, we want money. And it's like, if it was free, again, fine, you got to make your money.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if it's a 65, and the deluxe edition is like £85.
That's ridiculous. I mean, the first edition of Warframe that came out, I'm sure I've referenced this in a previous episode, but the first edition of Warframe that came out years ago, which was free, that looked better than this.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Blatantly. And I'm not making that up, guys. You can YouTube that if you want to, and you can run a comparison. It does look better.
Yeah. But this is the thing. I like I said, if you really want to educate yourself on what people are doing to games at the moment, like our rate Skill Up, he's very, very good. And he talks about, he really goes into detail about it, and it just makes me cringe. It's so disappointing. So yeah, that's kind of the Avengers.
Oh man, I mean,
game.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not gonna get it.
You're not gonna get it.
No. Unless it makes a real right-hand turn and does something truly spectacular and makes me feel like they're not just trying to stick a hand in my pocket.
Yeah.
Then, I'm there are other games that we could be playing.
No, for sure. I mean, I do know a couple of people that will for sure get it. So I'll just, I'll see what they're saying. But other than that, I don't think I'm going to reach into my pocket for that.
And games are coming out so thick and fast now, and a lot of them like free days. Like Epic have free games, and you've got PlayStation Plus free month, and
it does seem like there's a bit of an onslaught of games right now.
Games coming out thick and fast, like popular games, popular indie games that are coming out. Why waste your time with with a game that may look great, but it's just blatantly trying to take all your money?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
how do you feel about Wukong? How do you feel about the Wukong trailer?
All right.
We don't have to spend too much time on it, All right.
Black Myth Wukong is, for those that don't know, is a game that was the 13-minute gameplay trailer was released.
Yep.
From a Chinese studio called Game Science.
Game Science, yes, and it was founded in 2014, and there used to be
mobile games.
Yeah, and there used to be Tencent staff.
Tencent staff, that's right. Tencent are like one of the biggest distributors in China.
Yeah.
They're like the gatekeepers of distribution in China. So these guys have made this game called Black Myth Wukong, which stems from, or which is heavily based on Monkey Journey to the West.
It's a Journey to the West game, yeah.
Which I love the original Monkey TV show. I'm a big fan of Monkey. I'm a big fan of that whole thing, Journey to the West. And fun fact, the guy, I can't remember his name, who did the gorilla artwork, the Gorillas, the band.
Oh yeah,
he did this big piece about Journey to the West, and he did all these.
He did, yeah,
unbelievable. It was amazing.
He's an amazing artist, man.
Incredible. So they've done this game. Obviously, it looks amazing. Aesthetically, it looks great. It's a Dark Souls, Bloodborne-y style. In. No release date. Not even close. They're like, it's not even close to being ready. It'll be released when it's ready. Which in my mind, makes me go, I'm not seeing this game.
This game's never coming out.
Coming out.
Really? You think so?
Yeah. I want to play it, but I don't want to get so hyped that they're like, 2024. And I'm like, I just, nah. I hope it comes out. Like the battle mechanics look great. The size of the monsters.
The size of the monsters do look really, really good. I mean, go on YouTube and check it out. And IGN has got some really impressive screen grabs of it as well.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It does look, it does look really, really nice. I couldn't help but feel that it had a slight Dynasty Warriors vibe. when he was in the middle of all those.
Oh yeah,
and
when he turns into the big monkey.
Yeah, and he was just hacking and slashing. I was like, it's kind of Dynasty Warriors, which isn't really a bad thing at all, really. No. You know, but yeah,
it looks good.
It does look
good. Obviously, like on surface value, I got very excited when I watched it. It looks great. The lighting's amazing.
Yeah,
the graphics are great. The character animations are great.
Yeah,
the way the monsters are created are just so unique and beautiful. Unreal Engine 4 looks like they've wringed the life out of it, which is fantastic. I just feel like maybe they should not have showed anything just yet.
You reckon?
Because if we don't see anything for 2 years now,
yeah.
Is this a game we know? Is this a game we know is coming?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hear that.
But it just blew up, and just like the whole internet is going mad about a 30-minute thingy.
Yeah. Apparently, there was like, I think within the first day there were like 10 million views or something like that for that trailer.
Yeah, I hope it comes out soon.
In China alone or something like that, and you're like, good God.
Yeah, end of the year.
What is it with this game?
So great. I would love to play it. I'm just managing my expectations on that one.
No, I hear that.
But it looks phenomenal. Like
something to keep your eye on, but you know, you would just keep that on the back burner. Just let that stew for a little bit.
There's nothing past Cyberpunk.
There's
right.
There's nothing past Cyberpunk.
There's nothing like when people are like, oh, it comes out end of 20. Okay, great. So that's Cyberpunk. I don't care. Yeah, it comes out February. Yeah, okay, look, Cyberpunk is the end.
Yeah,
that's my horizon line.
Yeah.
There's nothing past that right now because we know Cyberpunk is coming.
Yeah,
we know we're gonna get to play it. It's gonna be a massive game.
Yeah,
it's gonna see us through.
And you know they're gonna drop DLCs for that.
DLCs, and it's gonna be constantly updated.
Yeah.
So why are you telling me about a game that comes out in 2022?
We ain't seeing that game.
I'm not seeing that game. So it's just there's nothing right now for me. There's nothing past thingy.
I hear that.
Past Cyberpunk. And then once that's out, I'm sure we'll be getting some cool release date stuff for other games.
Yeah.
But then Gotham Knights, that'll probably be the next one where I'm like, all right, I'm pumped to play that game. I don't see anything else next year where I'm like, you know, chomping at the bit, where it's like Last of Us came out, Final Fantasy, Cyberpunk. I don't think next year is going to be as...
No, it's going to be a little bit quiet.
And also because this year was COVID.
And this year was COVID, so there was obviously a lot of delay in various sides of production. So yeah, it could be that the year after, like late 2021, maybe beginning of 2022, we're just going to start getting smacked over the head with all sorts of announcements.
2022 is going to be
with imminent games, like imminently. Yeah, this is coming out in 2 months. This is out in 2 weeks, fam. If you got your money, like, you know
chuck me a $5 an hour, I'll give you the game
in it. Like I think that's what's going to happen. It's just going to be a onslaught.
But look, and you know, the other thing is Epic and Steam and GOG and all the game release games. There's so many games behind us that we haven't played that deserve a look in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna be, you know, I'm
kind of like my
playing...
back catalogue on my
oh man,
on my system.
My stream list, my Steam library list is ugly.
Oh my God.
I'm one of those, like, I have a problem when it's like, oh, it's on sale. Well, if I get it now, like, I could play it when I'm retired.
Retired, you know.
Yeah, like I'll eventually get to it. So it's there's nothing past Cyberpunk for me.
Nah, that's gonna be the line, I reckon.
Okay.
All right.
Battle shots.
Damn, didn't even think of that. Wow.
So this is gonna be an interesting one.
Okay.
Nothing wild. We'll keep it simple as it's only our first episode.
Right.
And we want to keep it under an hour for episode 1.
Okay, fine.
All right. Princess Peach.
Yep.
Mario Gel.
Yep.
Princess Daisy. Luigi Gel.
Right.
All right. So Princess Peach.
Yeah.
Princess Daisy.
Right.
Which one? Battle shots.
Battle shots. Who's winning? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Which is the one that's always getting kidnapped? Which is the one that's clearly got issues.
Aren't they both always getting kidnapped?
I swear it's Princess Peach. That's always
Peach. I think Peach is the one that we know.
Yeah.
Is getting jacked by Bowser like all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna have to say. I think Peach is the one that gets kidnapped a lot.
Yeah. She's winning. She's gonna win battle shots. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, she's gonna win, man.
Peach, just because she's got trauma.
She's got trauma, fam.
She drinks it. She finds the answers in the bottom of the bottle.
Basically,
That's dark.
I know. I know. But you look at those Mario games, I mean, as fun as they are, why is she always getting kidnapped?
Yeah.
Why is she always getting robbed?
So you're thinking Peach just from getting jacked so much?
Just from getting jacked so much. Daisy's gonna be lightweight.
Yeah, so I'm just looking on the internet now. It says Princess Daisy is the love interest of Luigi, and she's also regally and unbearably beautiful tomboy.
An unbearably beautiful tomboy.
I mean, I don't know if I would tell you. I'm unbearably beautiful.
Yeah, I mean that's a
weird thing. Anyway, that's a weird
statement, isn't it?
Anyway, so Peach, yeah?
I'm sorry, I'm giving it to Peach. I know it comes from a dark place, but
which one gets kidnapped more? You know,
I'm sorry. She's getting draped all the time. She needs to deal with that. She needs to deal with that. So she's hardened now. All right, I'll put a different spin on it. She's hardened.
She's tough.
Yeah? She's tough. She's been through it a little bit.
All right, done.
Yeah?
Done. All right, I respect that.
That was a cool one.
All right, good. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming back with season 2.
Thank you for joining us. That was awesome.
We're going to be on this thing again, and we'll be coming back every Monday at 10:30 for our podcast.
Yeah.
We will be back on the socials. So you can find us on Instagram at tonesandthebiz. Get involved, hang out with us.
Please do.
And just get in touch.
Yeah.
And if you do want to let us know if you want any battle shots or Happy Hour at the Jazz Arcade, let us know.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you, guys.
Season 2. See you later.